Hey everyone, today we're talking about the 70s. This is book 8 in the superhero stamp album series. First thing we're talking about, Sesame Street. I'm surprised though that they're not talking about Mr. Rogers also, because he was instrumental in making public education for children on TV. I mean, he went in front of Congress and said, "Hey, this needs to be a thing." You can still find his speech on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I watched it not too long ago. It's very inspirational. But I mean, pretty much everyone knows Sesame Street, has seen it, heard about it, knows the characters. I mean, it's very iconic. It's been around for a really long time. Jumbo jets, the creation of the 747, which could hold way more passengers, travel further. So like Europe and Asia opened up a lot to U.S. passengers and vice versa. And then very first Earth Day in the U.S. was in 1969. And that's important because, well, I mean, we only have one Earth until astronauts discover another planet that's habitable. We only have this one. So this is talking about the 26th Amendment that lowered the voting age to 18. So that meant a lot of college students were able to vote, and protests about the Vietnam War escalated in the 70s, especially on college campuses. And Richard Nixon won in 1972. And then the icon of the 70s was the smiley face. Just like the peace sign was the icon of the 60s, the smiley face was the icon of the 70s. It was said to be created with Harvey Ball designing it in 1963. And this is just talking about football, sports, how it just became such a big deal, and they like started broadcasting it not just on Sunday nights, and how like the ABC network used like 9 cameras instead of just 4 so that they could have like cover all the action. And then this is talking about All in the Family. I confess, I've never seen the show. I don't know very much about it. I know about like Archie Bunker and his wife Edith, and apparently he's like racist is what I've heard. But it actually, through this show, it says that they were able to like bring topics to light, such as inequality and racism. It also says it was the first program to make us smile with a sound effect that had never been heard on TV before, a toilet flushing. Okay, good to know. I don't think that's ever made me smile, but okay. And then we're talking about Secretariat. I love horses, so this is really cool. I mean, he was the first horse in, I think, since 1948 to win the Triple Crown, which is to win all 3 races: the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont, the Preakness. Oh, I probably didn't say that right. But, I mean, it just, and they made a movie about him. I mean, let's see, it says, like, Time called him one of the greatest athletes of all time. So that's pretty cool, because over his 21 race career, he won 16, placed second 3 times, and third only once. So that's pretty amazing. And then this is talking about the OPEC put a ban on gas to the U.S. in 1973, so they actually rationed gas, and prices were super high. I'm glad I didn't live during that time. And this is talking about when they launched Pioneer 10 to go get pictures of Jupiter and get more information. So that's pretty cool. And it's the only planet that's actually visible from the sky. 70s fashion. Anything goes. Like if you look at this, you can see this guy in this like paisley shirt and platform boots. Yeah, 70s fashion's interesting. I mean, it's like a mix of all kinds of stuff. Most people remember it mostly for the leisure suits, the powder blue like tuxes and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I don't know. I don't think I'd wear any of that stuff. Maybe for Halloween, like a Halloween costume, maybe, but not really. And VCRs, it was the like huge technology of the day to be able to play a tape at home and record something. Oh goodness. I mean, most people don't even have a VCR, or most kids have never seen one because there'd be no reason for them to. I mean, I still have one, or I think my parents still have one. Um, but we got rid of a lot of our VCR tapes because, you don't really, now there's DVDs and they take up less space and they're better quality. But still, it was a huge thing in the 70s to have a VCR. Oh, and then U.S. celebrated its bicentennial, the country for 200 years. Yay. They had a huge party, huge celebration. And this was talking about like how Pong became a thing. I know a lot of people that still have that on their phones, or like Snake, that was still a thing. And then of course they're talking about like Pittsburgh Steelers. They were the dominant team in the 70s apparently. And Steele makes a joke saying, talk about gridiron greatness in the 70s, and you're talking about the team I root for, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like his name is Steele, and he's like, yay, I root for the Steelers. And Plastic Man's like, gee, Steele, what a surprise. It's like, ha, ha. They have to try to throw something in there. And this is talking about medical imaging, how it just came such a long way. They had ultrasounds and they could do CAT scans, with x-rays to be able to see what's wrong with people. And this is about women's rights and feminism. Not a male character to be seen on these pages, of course. And it said that they were able to join Little League Baseball. Women were accepted into the military academies in 1976. And then the whole Roe versus Wade, that women could decide who will have control of their own bodies. Oh, the 70s saw the first women as agents for the FBI and the Secret Service. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that like they couldn't join the FBI or the Secret Service. But that makes sense because sometimes a woman can blend in better than a man can in some instances, in some circumstances. And then disco. When you think of the 70s, you think of disco. It said one of the huge hits of the era was The Hustle. And then of course top performers were Donna Summer, The Village People, YMCA, ABBA, and the Bee Gees, Staying Alive. Everyone knows that. Like everyone knows that song, even if they don't, know it. And then you see the guy wearing the leisure suit here in the powder colors, and just yeah. Next we have the 80s. That'll be interesting. I hope you join me for that, and I will see you next time. Bye.